Hey everybody, this is James Pelton. It is Wednesday, April 12th, 10:30 a.m. Central Time, and I'm excited to be talking about some iBots with my good friend Justun, aka Pocket Aces, aka my community manager. I don't know, we don't really have a title for it, but he's kind of just helps me out with a lot of stuff. Appreciate him very much, and so excited to talk about iBots, kind of how it started, how it's different than maybe some of the bots I'm running, and we'll talk through some of this stuff, see if it's a good investment for us. What I need from you in the audience, if you like either me or Justun or iBots or passive income, I need you to hit the like button. Okay, hit the like button, and then let me know who's here. Let me know where you're watching from. What's your favorite bot project that you're in? And I'm not going to be offended if you don't say one of mine, and Justun won't be offended if you don't say iBots or something like that. So just let us know. And if you have, yeah, how about both? There you go. There you go. And if you guys have questions as we're going, please feel free to ask. We can direct the conversation in that direction. So appreciate you guys. Justun, thanks for hopping on. Let's get rolling here. I think most people here know you. I'm seeing a lot of green names, which means they're part of our community, which means they know you very well. But you want to start off with quick introduction, and then you can even, shout out to your YouTube channel or whatever else you want to, and then we'll get started with iBots.
Sure. Elevator pitch on Justun, aka Pocket Aces. Started in the space about a year ago. Fell in love right away with the technology, the opportunities, all that jazz. Lost a lot of money right away with the opportunities and this stuff and whatnots. And then just kind of evolved from there. Started getting more entrenched in the system, into the Discords, trying to figure things out. And about 6 months ago, felt with a community I was in, actually Kadena Hashing, we've spoke about them before, got an opportunity to help them with some videos that they needed for their community, and decided to give that a whirl and make my first video. And people said they liked it. I'm not sure how good it was, but yeah. And then that grew into my own channel, and that grew into modding opportunities and community managing opportunities that I kind of hustled for myself to help earn back some of what I lost in DeFi, and to hustle my way back to positive. So here I am now, community managing for you, modding for a few other places, and helping out and being part of a team of a project that I feel pretty good about. But like anything in DeFi, I never get too gangbusters on it. So.
Yep. Nope. Absolutely. Well, I love that. And I left a link to your channel.
Yeah, thank you.
So if you have not subscribed to Pocket Aces' YouTube channel, please go over there and subscribe. Would really appreciate that. Be a good favor for me. So we got Scott here. Pocket plus Pelton for the win. Dustin, the man, the myths, the legends, JP, and Pocket Aces. So got a lot of friends here. Good to see all of you guys. Good morning, all from Vancouver. So we got some fellow Canadians on. Justun.
Like myself.
So, yep, let's go ahead. Let's jump into iBots. Can you go ahead, give us, you gave us an elevator pitch of you. Tell us a little bit about iBots. How'd they start? What are they aiming to be?
Yeah, so basically the idea is to create, and I've heard this term with other projects, so obviously it's kind of hard to coin it, but it kind of makes sense. It's kind of an ETF of bots. The idea is to create a protocol which gives maximum flexibility to the investor, but still creating a growth opportunity for them as well. And hopefully, in the end, our desire is to create a safe one. So we're a combination of Forex bots and crypto bots, as we'll get into in a moment. Right now, we're very heavy into Forex for right now, but testing other things in order to help diversify a bit as the markets change and as they adapt. And the whole idea is simplicity, flexibility, and hope and earnings, obviously, but stable, kind of conservative earnings is really the big thing for us.
Okay, so basically, you're just putting in money, and then it's being dispersed between different bots. Do you know how many different bots are being run right now?
So right now we have two different Forex. Well, it's the same bot, but running two different pairs in Forex. We're testing two other pairs, and then there's, I think, 2 to 4 other crypto strategies that we're also testing. Those are all really transparent and seen on our channel, on our Discord. We actually have links to my FX books for the Forex bots we're testing and running, as well as constant updates of the P&Ls for the crypto bots. So pretty neat, very transparent, not something we've seen as a whole in this space, really. I mean, obviously there are some comparisons, but not many.
Yeah, nope, absolutely. And are these bots, they weren't developed by the iBots team, correct? Are these bots that they went out and found, or
Yeah,
did they
exactly.
make them
Yeah.
themselves?
Yeah, and even the Forex bot was actually one that I stumbled upon through somebody I knew and trusted, and brought them to it, and it's been well, as you can see, just this month alone, as much as we have days where we're not earning, we're still doing pretty well for this month. And the last month, I think we hit 10 or 12% there. So it was a really stellar month for us to kind of get us started. That's why we haven't marketed. We started in November. We didn't really rush to market to try and kind of earn the most TVL we could right away. We wanted to really figure things out, really show people our transparency. We got a small group of people in at the start from basically my community, and then kind of have grown it from there. And now we're really rocking it, which is great.
Yeah, and it's nice if you're not a Ponzi scheme, you don't need a lot of people jumping in. So you can
No.
be kind of slow in your marketing, and it's kind of like, hey, these bots, they're going to do pretty much the same whether there's
Yeah.
$100,000 in there or there's $5 million in there. And so there's no rush to like, hey, we got to sell as much as we can.
Yeah.
So I like that. That makes me feel confident in a project when they're not just hyping and pumping into marketing constantly, because I've seen a lot where, oh, we need to pump into marketing because we need that to pay out old people. So
Yeah,
no, I
exactly.
like that.
We've seen enough of that in the space, and probably still going to.
Yes, yep, it'll probably continue. Can I ask? So the days where there's not numbers, those are just days where there wasn't trades made or there just wasn't profit. Is that kind of what that means?
Yeah, with the Forex, oftentimes trades, and I think you might have seen this even in yours. Sometimes there's days where maybe you'll have a little minus, and you have to recoup that. So there's a couple of days for that. The markets only run Monday to Friday, or Sunday 5 Eastern to Friday 5 Eastern for the Forex side. So that's why the weekends are bare. And then we have chosen, and this is part of our strategy, and where I've really grown such large faith for the team and the guys behind that are doing the work behind me, not behind me, but doing the work in the background. But they have actually, we shut the bots off sometimes, the Forex ones, especially when we're hitting turbulent time. Like right now, it's actually, they're shut down as of today because some news is coming that could, sometimes it's a flip of the coin, and we don't want to take those kind of chances, whether we're picking shorts or longs with them, and really risk our investors' money. So the whole thing is to make sure we play with it as if it's our money, and some of it is, so that we can protect our members.
Okay, and then I think you kind of talked about this a little bit already, but then are you diversifying into crypto bots as well, or are those running already, or that'll be in the future?
Those are the ones that we're testing right now. So we did have them, and then we moved to the Forex because right now, with the amount of volume happening on the markets, you're seeing more potential on Forex markets because they're still very active, large volumes going through them, whereas crypto, not so much. So by doing this, we're kind of hedging ourselves right now, and then soon we'll get back to those other ones to kind of diversify and give ourselves that little extra leg to play with. And it also will help once our TVL gets larger. Like, it's been smaller, so spreading that out got very difficult. And you can get stuck in trades when you do crypto stuff if you're not careful, like what Shiny Jackal bots sometimes do, that you know about. So yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Nope, totally get that. And I just want to do a quick shout out to the audience. Just all the kind words for me and for Justun. I know we need it, as me and Justun, as we get deeper into the space, there's just more. I mean, there's more hate and there's more just stress. And so you guys being on here and just showing support, it
I
means a
appreciate it
lot.
as
You know,
well,
it
very
really
much. Yeah.
helps us keep going and keep trucking along. So really appreciate that. Okay, let's go into. So I see here, if people want to get in, let's go ahead and start with that. Sometimes I leave the how do people get involved to the end, but then people say, "Hey, could you do that earlier in the video because we're convinced we want to get in. We want to just know how to get in."
Yeah.
So what are the steps people need to do to kind of get going here?
Yeah, and
Click
if
to
you scroll,
start now.
yeah, you can click start now. I don't know if you're able to log in because you have the possibly the two-factor, but basically you'll fill this in. So that's the very basic starting point. You'll fill in your account name, email, password, and then obviously retype the password. Then once you get in, there's going to be a screen that'll give you two warnings. One's an email warning, and the email will already be in your basket, so you just need to go and verify your email. And the other one will be to set up two-factor authentication. And then if you go back to the website and scroll down, there's kind of just a checklist there. Or if you can get in here, actually, that's here too. Sorry, that works as well. And then you'll go to the deposit. Might as well see it real time. This is far easier. So once you
Yo, let me
timed you out.
log back in. I timed myself out.
Yeah. Um, So there we are. Actually, perfect. So there's your 2 warnings that you get right off the bat. As I said, the email is already sitting there waiting for you, so you're good to go. The two-factor authentication, as you actually might have seen in a second ago, the screen beforehand, you can click it. It'll open up your little QR code, and you can set that up. After that, you'll go to deposit where you are. The big thing to keep in mind, and what we've just changed now, is that MetaMask and Wallet Connect is there. Before, you were just setting up a QR code, and you were sending money to the exchange. Now what we've done is set it up so you can to save fees. Basically, we've set it up so that you can deposit directly using your MetaMask wallet, and it goes right to them, and then they can take the money and put it where it needs to be, and there's not as many movements, creating less fees. So that's basically all that's happened here. But when you connect that wallet, it is the final wallet. You won't be able to change it afterwards under that account. So the only way to get back in would be to basically close this account, get your money back, and then start up a new one with a new wallet. So that's the only kind of thing to be careful with. And then going down to the rest that's on that screen, the minimum deposit is $250, and that is sticking around for now. It may change as our TVL grows, but right now it's definitely needed, just because it's kind of what you need to start certain bots and stuff, as you may also be aware. And it does take up to 24 hours because they are manually processing those funds over there. And then basically the fees that you have to worry about or want to be aware of is the 1% maintenance fee. That will come from, and I think if you scroll up just to see the my earnings, you'll want to keep at least 1% of your total bot value in there at all times, just so that it's there after those 30 days. There is a timer that's very clearly laid out to make sure you know, but it's just a good safe habit to have that sitting there at all times. And then the only other fees are actually done, and this was part of the discussions I had with the team and where we kind of evolved into the final product, was that at first there was a deposit fee, and after conversations we kind of decided that wasn't leaving the flexibility of the buyer, so we decided to switch it to fees on earnings. There's goods and bads to both strategies. I think we've even talked about them, or I've heard you talk about them in different videos, but this way it gives absolute flexibility for them never to have to make a decision based on anything about the protocol. They only have to base the decision based on their needs, because they will not be losing money getting out, other than the withdrawal fee, I guess, is the final one, which is I think $5 if it's under 100 and 1% if it's over, or something like that, just because of transfer fees, as we know, are all there. So that, I think, kind of goes into pretty good detail of that.
Yeah, no, that's super helpful. No, I can tell you're a YouTuber, so you explain things a bit better than a lot of my guests do sometimes. And yeah, and so that would be one difference between like how iBots is doing it compared to MyBots is MyBots I'm really not wanting to put a lot of work into. So like there's heavier deposit fees, but then not as much maybe going forward. But the goal with MyBots is put them in and leave it. I don't want people coming in and out super often. It's just too much work on my end. iBots is a little bit more flexible on that. So again, when you're trying to figure out, should I get into Warbots? Should I get into iBots? Should I get there's tons of bot projects right now. Take that into consideration. If you're wanting to get in and out a lot, iBots might be a better option for you. If you're wanting to just sit there for the next 10 years, then maybe my Forex bots might be better for you,
or both, and take 2 different strategies while you're playing with them.
There you go.
One compound, one not. Yeah, lots of ways to do it.
I can't say enough about diversification. So yeah, absolutely. Dr. J says I can send USDT over MATIC, correct?
Yeah, so I think it shows, actually, it might only show it when you've connected your MetaMask, but we actually have opened up, before it was BSC and Tron, and that was it. Now it's BSC, Avax, and MATIC. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, so basically you're sending USDT over any of these chains. So they, again, opened up some more choices for everyone to make it easy. So like I said, it's just totally flexible, which is what I love about it. You can almost, what I've said oftentimes is I'm using this almost like a holder of my fiat or of my DeFi funds. As I earnings somewhere, I'm going to pull it over here, like from Warbots, like from anything, pull it over here and kind of store it there. And then my earnings on here, I might take out for fiat and start paying myself at that point. And then creating a basket of stuff there where it might diversify into anything right at that point, whether it's properties or the market, whatever. So
yep, absolutely. We got a few questions from the audience. Actually, first, before that, do you just thoughts on how come you guys went the direction of like having an email address and a password and two-factor authentication? That's kind of a different direction than traditional DeFi. How come that direction?
So a lot of that was for the flexibility, and because we were going to chains, if you had to put it in like as a smart contract, there's other issues with that almost, right? So there really is no smart contract in the back of this. It's just money going directly to the exchange. The thing with a smart contract with bot protocols is the money's open to the user or the owners anyways. So there was really no value to the smart contract. They were able to set it up all app based and create some extra security for the people. No wallet that can get hacked on you and this kind of stuff that DeFi kind of has. So again, it makes it almost more TradFi looking how you access it. So it makes it easier for people kind of to get in. You still need crypto, which I guess, yeah, if we could do credit cards later or whatever, like what you've done, there's maybe some value to that. But I think it kind of gave it a good little feel and really easy for them to adapt and change things where they don't have a contract they have to flip or transfer to.
Yep. Nope. I can attest to that. So, Davis would like to know, will the iBots team ever dox KYC? So you have, what about the rest of the team?
Yeah, so obviously, yes, I am. I have physically had a video chat with them a couple of times, so I am in contact with them. I do get that there is some risk and some people that will not invest based on that. As it sits right now, no. I have put my faith in them. I get it. I'm putting my neck out there, and I can't say anything other than I've had really good conversations with them. They didn't create a pump and dump project, which is very obvious from what it's done. This has really not made any of us any money yet because of how slow it's kind of grown. So there's really no signs to me of that stuff. I do know they have said that there is a chance they will do it down the road. I believe the reasons are because of what they do in real life and that kind of stuff, which makes it hard for them to do. So fairly simple, but as I always am, it's honest and to the point.
Yep. Nope. And that's all you can do. And I like what you said. I say it all the time. But if that's a requirement for you to get into a project, is the whole team needs to be doxxed, then this would not be the right one for you. And I totally understandable. Some people have been, but then again, I've been burned by a lot of doxxed people. So to me, I've been burned by doxxed people. I've been burned by non-doxxed people. I've not been burned by some doxxed people, and I've not been burned by some non-doxxed people. So to me, it's just not that. It's not to me that important of a thing because I've been in trouble both ways, so it doesn't matter. Is there any overlap in the bots used in iBots and other projects such as Warbots, Forex bots, AV8, etc.?
Yeah, we haven't said which bots we're using, and because we are fluent on them, I do know that our Forex one is exclusive to us. That, to my knowledge, anyways. I don't know if it's out there anywhere else, but I do know that it's ours and ours alone that we're using right now. Other than that, for the Forex ones, I'm sure there possibly could be, but again, we're not going into what's what just because it helps. As much transparency as we want to be, there's also things that we don't necessarily want to, just because it's what helps keep us unique or not look as cookie cutter as the other ones potentially, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and just to clarify too, you guys are not looking for like so my Forex bots are just one bot.
Yeah.
That I'm probably never going to change. It's just going to be that one bot that just keeps running forever. You guys are doing it a little differently where you're kind of doing a few different bots and you're testing bots around too and things like that, correct?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, not to say good or bad about either of them, but there's always the chance that any bot, and we've seen it. We had a bad Forex bot for half a second, and that we tested, and we were like, no, there's no way we're using this one. So that's the reason for this is we want to be able to adapt and change to hopefully help the members. And sometimes that might mean maybe this Forex bot is working great right now, but maybe it starts not doing as well for us. We will do what we need to do and try and fix and flick that up and change that up. So it gives us that flexibility, which is, I agree. That's why we're kind of keeping it at that.
Yep. Nope. Makes sense. Do you know if Rabby Wallet is compatible?
I don't even know what Rabby Wallet is.
I don't
Keith.
know what
Why
that
are you throwing
is
me that? You're throwing both of us questions to stump us. What's going on, Keith?
Yeah, man. Keith, we need to have you on to talk about wallets. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, I don't know if you can go back because you've attached it. No, you didn't.
Because I attached a wallet now.
Yeah.
If you use
so
Wallet Connect.
Yeah, which does, I think, do a lot of them. Like that's kind of a multi one, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't used it either. And then obviously your general MetaMask. So.
Yep. So Wallet Connect will have a whole bunch of options. I don't know. Don't remember seeing Rabby Wallet in there, but worth checking.
Yeah.
Is there a reserve fund if the bots have a bad week or month?
Yeah, so they're trying to be pretty darn conservative to save that from happening. And so we haven't really hit that, and we have hit like days where I think it's kind of gone down by like point whatever, and then the next day we might earn 0.3, but really we only pay out 0.29 or whatever. So again, right now it's been too early because our TVL is still pretty low. Where our exposure is pretty low. We've just started kind of talking to people. We haven't paid for any marketing. That's not part of our gig. Like we're pretty low cost, low everything, so that it takes a little longer for us to evolve. Definitely not out of the foresight, and I'm sure over time we'll kind of build something. But right now, nothing is there that I'm aware of.
Okay, gotcha. And Keith says the Rabby Wallet's the new wallet from DeBank, and it's a cool alternative to MetaMask. It's much better, but not compatible with a lot of DeFi
Okay,
yet.
there you go.
So there we go. Look at that. We all
Something
learned
new
something
coming to
new.
the market. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so back to the DApp here. So you have your deposit. Withdrawing it looks pretty simple. You just withdraw from here. You can
Yep.
also compound. So
Yep.
you kind of have to choose. So it kind of just collects on the side, and then you choose whenever if you want to withdraw or compound. Is that's how it works?
Exactly. The only minimum is, or the only caveat is a minimum $50 to compound, for the same kind of reason as the 250 minimum. So you do need to build up a bit. And like I said, I would hold on to a small earnings just to make sure. So
Okay, gotcha. Then we had a question from Davis. If I deposited my initial in BSC, then want to add via Avax, will it add to the same account?
yeah, yeah. So it's
Okay.
all kind of pooled in. Whether it ends up being creating a separate bot or whatever, it doesn't really. You don't need to like. You're part of the pool no matter what. So it doesn't matter if it creates a different bot or anything. You're part of the pool as a whole.
Okay, gotcha. And then what would be an average percentage ROI for iBots during the last, well, I guess since November?
Yeah, so we obviously, as you saw when we looked at the calendar, it was pretty low at first. So we haven't really created a real average. What we're aiming for is 5 to 15% a month, is kind of the idea, and that's what our goal is. And so far, since we've kind of gotten this new setup, the thing is, we started out with even a 1% to 15% a month. We've seemed to have gotten ourselves in there with the forex ones, but markets could shift. We could end up blowing up because we make the right decisions, or we could end. So it's really hard to say anything accurate or with 100% certainty. So we just try and give that ballpark, and that's what they're kind of aiming for and how we're running the bots. And like I said, one of the weeks we had a really good week, and we're like, you know what, we're at 5%. Friday is supposed to be some news. Let's turn it off. And so we're just trying to really manage it in a really comfortable and really transparent way.
Yep. Nope. Absolutely. I'm in the same boat. So everything you're saying, I feel for myself as well. So
Yeah.
next question. So you can withdraw here, compound here. Tell us about this debit card. That's kind of interesting. That's not something that I have.
Is. Yeah, and we haven't really seen. We've heard talk of it in the space, but we've never really seen it come to fruition. Hey, funny Turo. So, but yeah, so they were able to hook this up, which I thought was pretty awesome. It's just another way for just like on ramping. It's just another way to off ramp your earnings, and basically you can load it up with whatever you want. Even if you wanted to pull some of your initial out, you could do that and load it up into this card. Like anything, there are fees, so be cautious with it, and whether it's the right value for you. But it's just another option. So yeah, so minimum $55 to go in, max 500. We may raise those down the road, but I guess there's some. We're just kind of testing it, I guess, for now. You don't actually really have to KYC or anything in here. Pretty much just like the phone number, I believe, because they'll have to link it up to your because it's Apple Pay and Google Pay. So they'll have to link that up because it's a digital card on your phone that you basically tap at the store with your phone, like you do with your possibly your own cards kind of thing. So just a really nice, unique feature that they were able to add, and gives us the opportunity to kind of just give people extra options, which I thought was really darn cool.
Okay.
There is options for a real card down the road, but really we're testing it out for now. So.
Yeah. Well, and like I buy everything online. So, I don't need the physical card necessarily. But yeah, definitely a cool feature that maybe I'll get something like that added. Hopefully you don't mind me stealing, for my Forex bots.
Of course not.
Yeah, of course not. So we're all rising tides raise all the ships.
Exactly.
So
No,
we're all just helping each other out.
anything we can do to make the space better. That's all that matters, really. So.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, well, does anybody else okay, we do have a few more questions in the audience. And then Pocket, if you have anything else you want to share, that I think this is very straightforward. I like this. AMAs should not take an hour and a half to explain a project. Like it really should be this easy. Deposit money, it goes into bots. you can withdraw or use the debit card to get it out. It really should be that easy.
Yeah.
Dr. J asks, each following new deposit still needs to be a minimum of $250. Is that correct?
Yes, anything you put in new, just so we can get it working for you right away, it has to be 250 for now. As time goes on, maybe again, as our TVL grows, maybe we can be more flexible with that stuff. But for now, that's kind of our minimum. And then the compounding is 50. So yeah.
Okay, very good. And Alif wants to know, James, did you fix the claim function on your Forex bot NFT? That's on my to-do list right after this AMA. So iBots is ahead of me on getting money out of the protocol, for sure. So no, if you want your money out right now, iBots is a better option for you than the Forex bots.
Yeah, and while you're looking for anything else, I do know a couple things because I did take a couple of notes that I wanted to make sure got mentioned.
Yeah.
We have, and this isn't a marketing thing. We just at some point there possibly will be a TVL cap in the future. Really, that's just to make sure that we kind of, again, as we've always said, we're very transparent. We're very cautious with how we're growing this, and that's why we're not paying for 50 YouTubers to go out and chill it like crazy and all that stuff. So the idea is to possibly slow it down at one point if it does start going really, really well. And really that's going to come in the proof is in the pudding kind of thing as we get results. Then there could be a TVL cap, and it's going to be more of a kind of a stopping point just to kind of make sure everything's going well, make sure we're protecting our members and all that jazz. And as I said already, no lock-in period, all that jazz. And really, we're just trying to be as transparent as we can with this one. So, and we went through turning the bots off. Yeah, that's about it. I think I had, yeah. So.
Okay, very good. Davis wants to know, are all bots on one exchange or multiple exchanges? That is I've found that that's a risk point. You know, what exchanges you're on. So how are you guys approaching that?
So right now we are just, and again, our TVL is small enough that right now it's just with one Forex broker, I believe. So because we're just doing the Forex right now, down the road, I definitely do agree with you. And it's something I've mentioned and we've talked about that obviously, and that's part of that cap too, right? Is to kind of create that, okay, what do we do from here and how do we protect ourselves, but not make it too expensive and so on and so forth. So definitely something on the thought process.
Okay. Very good. Well, hey, does anybody else in the audience have any questions? Again, Pocket, one of my favorite people in the space. And I love this. I like this project that there is a revenue source. They're not paying a set amount. Again, these are all things we've seen from Ponzi schemes. So I'm like, here's my checklist of things I'm making sure there isn't. There's not a guaranteed return. They're paying out the actual returns that they're getting. I see how they're making money. They're taking some fees for setting it all up, which is reasonable. So, I mean, this is the type of project that I'm looking for. That's why we do an AMA. So if people have more questions, what's the best way to get in touch?
So obviously the Discord, that's probably the easiest. The team there is amazing. And like, truly, like I as much as I moderate other Discords and stuff, I do get in there because I appreciate what they're doing and want to help them out wherever I can as a team member myself. But they are, I'm out here just doing the talk and they're in there working it and they do a really, really good job of communicating along with me to make sure that everybody's in the know. So that's the best place for sure.
Okay, very good. Well, hey, thank you so much for hopping on, audience. Appreciate you guys very much. Go check out iBots. Again, another way just to diversify between all the different bots, which I think are, as far as I've seen, bots are kind of the season. Yeah, they're the thing that's working right now for me. They're the thing that's making money, that are making money consistently for people. So again, just a way to diversify into that. And Justun, thank you first for all you do for the space as a whole. Thank you what you do for me personally. And thanks for bringing iBots to us and talking through it with us.
My pleasure. Thank you for hosting us.
Awesome, guys. Appreciate all you guys. We will talk to you later. Thanks so much.